Like I say, in the community you get some dogs really frightened. Some dogs you get them not really vicious, which they can be. So it's the way you're gonna cooperate with dogs. Have to understand dogs so they can understand you.
Dogs are an important part of life. They give friendship, company, and protection for the families. Some dogs are fenced in, but most can run around free. Sometimes people get worried about these dogs, especially cheeky ones.
One dog came running out barking, and then another dog, two other dogs joined, and they bared their teeth. Like, you know, as I said, it was quite scary. Didn't expect to get bitten, but I did.
The next minute the dogs come running. I must have, disturbed them or something. I must have been a threat to them.
That came behind me when I was first bitten.
Here, they got me here. Oh, this pen is here.
Even though they see dogs all the time, sometimes people don't understand what a dog is trying to tell them, and this can cause problems. Dogs affect all our lives and work, for better and for worse. We are going to talk to different people about their experiences with dogs, so everyone can feel safe living and working in our communities.
My name's Edna Snape, and I work here at Tea Tree Aged Care. I'm the coordinator. We do food service here for the old people. We deliver meals and other things we do. We do transporting and bring them in for respites, and whatever their needs are, we do that for them. At the creek camp, one day I went over there to deliver meals, and I sort of skipped along towards Paddy's and Archie's camp, Grandpa Archie's camp, and the next minute the dogs come running. I must have, disturbed them or something. I must have been a threat to them. That's what I thought later. And then one dog come and he bit me on the ankle, and the next minute I had about 6 or 8 of them around me, scratching me and biting me on the ankle. And one of them really, their teeth pierced right into my bottom of my ankle, and I was screaming. And then Paddy and Grandpa Archie got up and growled them, and they helped me. And then I came to the clinic, and then they just wiped it down and just dressed it. I was in shock that when I got bitten, I was a bit in shock, and because I was crying and all that, it really got to me. It really freaked me out because I never got bitten by that many dogs before. I wouldn't get out of the car at Paddy's and Grandpa Archie's place, because I told them no. They said, you're right. No, I'm not getting out of the car. If you might want your lunch, you might want to come and get it, because I'm not getting out of there, that cheeky dog. And they said, no, that one got shot. Yeah, he got shot. The police come and shot him because he was a bit dangerous. Yeah, but now I'm a bit okay. I'll get out now at Paddy's and Grandpa Archie's place, because the other dog's not there. But I'm still a bit wary.
If the person smell a dog from different area, or sometimes that you carry something else in your hand, or drinks, or feed in your hand, or food, the dog will come. He won't come and bite you. He just come and follow you with the feed, like they're following you up. I want some feed. If you chuck one little scrap in the floor or in the ground, they're all gonna eat it. They gotta fight for it. Yeah, sometimes dog will do different things, like if they fight near you, when you got a lot of things in your hand, like you got a box of feed in your hand, and they fight near you, you might fall down and trip yourself. You get up and the dog will all scared, or you don't know which dog you hit them. Sometimes you can carry a stick around if you go other camp to ask someone else for something else, like borrowing TBD or something else. Not every day, but every night. Especially every night is more important for them dogs.
My name's Sean. I'm a steps trainer here in Milingimbi. I've been in Milingimbi, this is my second year. Love the place, I love the community. If we're going to talk about dogs, I mean, I kind of have a little anger kind of management problem with some of the dogs here. There's some really nice dogs here, but I got into a little health kick last year where I was training, trying to lose weight and get fit, and went for a walk and a run and was belled up by dogs, where I got really anxious, really worried for my safety. And these dogs were kind of following me. One was trying to come behind me. They were barking at each other. I've sensed they were trying to arouse other dogs as to some action that was happening, and it was early in the morning, and generally the younger people here are not up and about at that time, so there's no one really to call the dogs off. And I felt really threatened. I didn't have a weapon with me, and felt really unsafe.
That when people go for a walk, you know, for a walk to the airport, so I come on there and sit on at them football field there, and you're looking at them, and they bring themselves, they carry themselves with a stick, you know, protect themselves. Or sometimes we help them, you know, shy, stop them dogs. Not to chase that people, you know, they do something, they do something else. You know, some people don't, you know, they're just looking at it like that. That's not very good for me, I say.
Okay. I felt nervous about that, walking past those dogs today, particularly when one growled, and these dogs seemed quite not aggressive this morning, but they were certainly assertive in protecting their house. So and also when I'd walked past, I felt them run after me a little bit, so that made me feel very nervous.
When he was a puppy, he was been about 2 when I brought him here to Tea Tree. The other one, because I named the other black one named Tyndall, then I got the blue heel, I named him Rusty. And then anyway, I took him out to the block, and these dogs, pit bull dogs, came across from the other neighbour paddock. And they came across when I came to work. And they got stuck into him. They tore him up. So I put the mattress down. I washed him down because I couldn't bring him into the clinic to get him stitched up because I knew it was too far gone. I went back about 5 o'clock. By 8 o'clock he was passed on, so I let him stay with me that night in the house. And the next day I went and buried him down the back and put a little cross there and put a little grave for him.
Yeah, Alikurang is this Alikurang is a dreaming place, dog dreaming place, and everybody will have to take care of any dogs. You know, they can't hurt them or they can't tease them. They'll have to look after them.
Yeah, they understand. Them dogs understand when we talk to them. Yeah, but they like to stand there and just look at you, huh? Yeah, they like to do that, you know. But sometimes, yeah, they want to climb up, you know, and just, you know, nurse them like a little baby.
I had 4 dogs here before when I was little, and my uncle take me bush, like this dog chasing all the wallabies, and bite and kill and we eat, or in the bush. But now this dog hunt for the shop food.
There's a very close bond, and sometimes it offends Yulngo if Valanda or anybody, even Yulngo, comes and starts punching or kicking a dog.
Cheeky dogs come straight at you. We're having quite a number of problems with dogs now, especially the cheeky ones. There's been quite a few complaints about that.
So we have to ask first whether it's safe or whether it's not safe, you know. Whether it's safe, any dogs around or any dogs cheeky on, so we have to stop and ask. Say, that dog is not cheeky, it's all right. You guys, you have to do this job. So we keep going.
I haven't put down a dog, but if my dog bites anybody, well, I'll have to see the elders again and get some permission to put the dog down. I nearly once got bitten by Julie's dog. If he's starting to bite everybody, it's going to be dangerous soon, like, if she lets it go. So she'll have to see the elders again.
Yeah. We can just talk to the elders.
It's serious too that way. They can't let a dog bite a person who comes in from other community. The dog will have to be put down anyway. Sometimes they see the police to put all the dogs down too. Not all of them, the one that bites.
We can have a number of dog bites in a very short period of time if there's a bad pack of dogs, or if they're not being fed, or if like I said, if people are born to the mainland or something like that. We can have quite a lot. And working on the basis if a dog attacks a person, bites a person once, and they're capable of doing it again. So we get Balloners presenting with dog bites and Youngles presenting with dog bites. So it's pretty much across the board.
Hello, my name's Eileen Fletcher and I'm a professionally qualified dog trainer. For the last 3 years, I've worked for AMRIC, which is Animal Management in Rural and Remote Indigenous Communities. A lot of our work involves visiting remote Indigenous communities and talking to people about their dogs and their dogs' health. Dogs have lived with us for a long time and they've learnt to understand us. If we look at dogs, we can understand a bit about what they're trying to tell us too. So let's look closer. Here's a dog being a little bit cheeky. See his stiff body, straight legs, pricked ears, hard staring eyes, and a raised or stiff tail. We can see that this dog is being scared or fearful. See how his ears are back, his tail's tucked in, he's crouched down low, and he won't look at us. A friendly dog looks relaxed. His tail is low and wagging and his eyes look soft. But both cheeky dogs and scared dogs can bite us if we don't give them enough space. Even a relaxed dog might want space sometimes. We can't always tell what a dog is feeling, like when they're asleep. So it can be dangerous to push past or step over a sleeping dog or one lying in a doorway. Call it away or use food to get it to move. Here are some of AMRIC's top safety tips around dogs. If you're new to a community, ask if there are any cheeky, meaning dangerous, dogs around and which places are best to avoid. A little bit of local knowledge can go a long way. Always beep the horn or call out before you enter someone's yard.
We can just beep the horn.
Never jump out of a car and walk into a property without assessing it first. Dogs are territorial. One of the main reasons that we have them is for protection. Don't step over or push past a dog lying in a doorway. Ask the owner to call the dog, or you could scatter some biscuits away from the dog to entice it to move. Be aware of getting between the dog and what it is guarding. Okay, it could be a food source, could be its owner, could be its puppies, other dogs. Just try and keep the dog in sight while you back away. If you are confronted by a dog, don't run away. Running from a dog will trigger its prey drive and can lead to a bite.
If you're gonna run, they're gonna chase you.
Stay calm and try and keep your body language relaxed. If the dog continues to threaten, just back away slowly to a place of safety. Don't turn your back. A fearful dog can often take this as an invitation to bite you. Don't stare directly at a dog that you're unsure of. This can be very challenging and frightening for some dogs. If you are worried about being attacked, you can carry a polypipe. A bit of polypipe secreted about your person. Now, the reason that we say hide it is because we've talked about how having a stick and waving it around can aggravate the situation by confirming to the dogs that you are a threat. This can be quite easily hidden. You can bring it out, and the idea is not that you hit the dog with this. This is not going to stop a dog biting you by hitting it. However, you can give it to the dog to bite. So often the dogs will not discriminate between your flesh and a piece of pipe, and they'll bite the pipe. Now, you need to hang on to the end, because once you let go of it, it's no longer interesting to the dog. So if you don't have that, you can use whatever you're wearing, a jacket or a shirt. Again, hold on to the end. Use the other end to allow the dog to bite and tug, and just back slowly away. The idea is that you can get out of the situation. If you don't have a jacket, because it's often really hot, you might be wearing a hat. Hats are really another good thing the dog will grab onto, you can hold the end of. You might be carrying a clipboard if you're a meter reader or anything like that. Anything that you can stick in the dog's mouth that will allow you to get away. Now, one of my personal favourites, and you might well be able to carry a pop-up umbrella with you. Just press the button. This is a really difficult surface for a dog to grab onto because it's sort of, wide. They can't actually compress and shut their mouth on it. So this will allow you to reverse out, keeping the dog at bay. And it's, when it's folded up, it's really quite small. In the unlikely event that you are seriously threatened by dogs, remember, first of all, try and diffuse the situation. But if they're seriously going to bite, try and stay upright. Call out for help, but don't scream. Use whatever object you have to stick in the dog's mouth and back slowly away. Let's have a look at dog body language in action. Okay, dogs are territorial, which is why these dogs are doing what they're doing. They're protecting what's important to them. So they're protecting their resources. If we watch this clip again in slow motion, we see two very different reactions from dogs to exactly the same situation. The big brown dog on the left has very loose, friendly body language. He bounces around with a low, softly wagging tail. If you look closely, he curves away from Sophie because the dogs on the right are displaying very different body language. They're showing aggressive behaviour. They're barking, they're very rigid, their legs and tails are stiff and their ears are pricked up. They're also egging each other on as a pack, which makes the situation more dangerous. But because Sophie shows no sign of fear, just keeps walking and doesn't react, the dog's arousal levels slowly subside. The threat, which in this case is Sophie, has moved on. In this clip, we see two dogs using subtle body language to avoid violent confrontation. I'm crouching down to make myself less threatening because the little white dog's nervous. A new dog approaches. He stares at the first dog. His ears prick up and he raises his tail. He's being assertive. He then momentarily relaxes his body and lowers his tails and ears while he greets me. He wants me to know he's not a threat. He then becomes assertive again towards the first dog, who moves away. These signs can happen very quickly, and the more you observe them, the better you'll be able to understand dog behaviour.
So, in summary, just remember, always talk to the locals. Announce yourself when arriving at a yard. Never try to step over a dog, and don't get between a dog and whatever it is guarding. And if you are confronted by a dog, don't run away. Stay upright, call for help, and use whatever objects you're carrying, and then back away slowly. If a dog does jump up on you and knocks you to the ground, try to curl up like a rock. Kneel on the ground, tuck your head into your knees, put your arms over your ears, and lie as still as you can.
Because they chase the tyres. You're trying to drive around and deliver the meals, and they start chasing the cars, seeing the tyres. And you're trying to say, get out of the way, get out of the way. But they won't get out of the way, and you have to go really slow. So then they go away, they get sick of it. Then they just run off.
We let them know about dogs. Yeah, we tell them not to kill dogs, or we tell them not to run them over. Yeah, because this is the dog breeding. If they kill dogs, they end up in hospital.
And when they do, if we go in the camps, right, I'll let you tell you another story. When we go into 6 Mile or anywhere, or creek camp, and if we run over a puppy or a dog, we have to get out and say sorry to it. And even if it's an accident, sometimes we bump them, but we still have to get out and say sorry to them, or the old people will growl us.
I've seen people drive around, dogs chasing other vehicles, Some dogs go, under the tire. My dog does every time, come around and come bite the tire, always. And I always hit him to not do that, They can run over you. If you get hit, you're making trouble for the guys driving the vehicle.
There's a lot of dogs here in Mirangimbi, like they're learning to live like a Yolngu. They understand Yolngu language when somebody talks to them or owner talks to them, or they show like a good example. You throw something, they run, and they get it and they bring it back to you. Or sometimes if you tell them to sit down, they sit down next to you. And if you tell them to lay down, they lay down. And there's a couple of dogs around here, and I've seen it with my own eyes. And it's really a good example too. They are learning to be like Yolngu people now.
I grew up with a lot of dogs back home. My father worked on a station. He trained sheepdogs. So I learned from there how to not to go where they're not supposed to go and just stay put or whatever, When you go to town, when we walk into town, we say stay, they stay. Yeah, they listen. It's more important to work with dogs, with your own dogs or any other dogs, so they understand. Back home, we talk to our dogs. Most of the old people, they talk language, and they wouldn't know what English is.
Some dogs can become aggressive and maybe bad, but you need to teach those dogs the right way so they can become friendly. But some dogs, if you don't treat them, they become cheeky and bite you.
When they throw things at them, them dogs, they don't forget. They remember you. You be cheeky to a puppy or an adult dog. They remember you. They can sense you, and they can sense you when you're frightened of them.
Some children comes around, always runs around and teasing dogs, but I growl at them too. But when I'm around, he don't bite. Yeah. Or she don't chase kids around when I'm around.
If you're walking down the street and there's a dog lying on the road, you don't have to stand back and start yelling them or telling them to give it away. You can walk past them, they won't do anything to you. But if if you start teasing them, then they'll get wild or, start chasing, or they'll run for that person. Dog is a friendly one, but the only thing they get silly is by teasing, or somebody tells them to get out in a really sharp voice. Otherwise they are like family.
If you don't, back home, if you're late going home, just stay away. I stayed with my uncle with, about 5 dogs. You late home, oh, bad luck for you. Bang, dogs there, you out. You come back in the morning.
Dogs aren't born knowing all the right things to do. They're born knowing some things, but not everything. So one of the best ways to teach them the right thing to do is to make it fun for them and do things that they like. So dogs like eating food, don't they? I want to teach this dog that sitting's a good thing. So when he does the sitting, I give him some food. So it's like a reward. And as long as the dog keeps sitting, I'll keep rewarding him. Then he'll learn that sitting's a really good thing to do that gets him the good stuff, the food. And then I can start putting a word to it. It doesn't matter which word you use. The word I use is sit because I speak English. So when the dog's doing what I want him to do, I'll say sit. But until he knows what I want him to do, there's no point saying sit because it doesn't make any sense. But when he's doing it, sit. And these dogs are learning that it's a really good thing to do. Sit is a good thing to do. It gets me nice food. And if your dog's sitting, there's lots of things he can't be doing. Can't be chasing cars. Can't be jumping up on you with dirty paws. So sitting's a really useful thing to teach your dog. When we're teaching our dogs, we want to give them little bits of food as their reward, because if you give them too big bits, they'll get full up and then they won't, they want to go lie down and have a sleep. They'll be too full up to learn. So I'm giving them little bits. Doesn't matter what it is, it's anything that your dog likes to eat, and that's good for it. And you see how these dogs, I'm putting my fingers in their mouth, they're very gentle. They're not biting me. Now I'm going to try and teach them something else, and that's to lie down, because that's quite a useful one too. So we go nose to toes, and I'm giving them little rewards for bending their elbows and going in the right direction, which is downwards. So when they go down, this one's got up, so I don't reward him for getting up because I want him to lie down. He has to sit again. There's a good boy. See how his elbow's bending? But his bum came up again. So we've got to get him back to the sit because he doesn't know what I want. I'm just using the food to get his body going in the right direction. See how he's bent his leg now? He's getting there. There, oh, nearly, nearly. But his bum came up again. He's trying though. You see how they keep trying? Because it's fun for them. It's really best just to do it with one dog. But sometimes, here, this one's nearly there. Sometimes it's hard to get one dog on its own. So this is why I'm working with two. Nose to toes. No, bottom's come up again. So we go back. We go down. Yes. This dog's lying down. Good dog. We give him an extra one for lying down. Let's keep trying with this one. This one's nearly there too. This one has a sore back leg though, so it may be that this dog's not as comfortable lying down because she has an injury. So you've got to remember that as well. If you have an old dog. Yay. And these two obviously like each other. These two dogs are friends. You wouldn't do it with two dogs that didn't like each other because they're lying quite close together. They could be competitive. You could get a fight over the food. So the dogs need to be friendly. Look at those clever dogs. There we go. And I'm giving them an extra now. I'm giving them a big reward for doing the right thing. Good dogs. Ali Karung has very clever dogs. Look at his tail wagging though. This is so much fun for the dogs. It's fun for me too. Good dogs, okay.
We want to be role models for our children, so you have to be responsible. Like if now you have dogs, you have to feed them, you have to wash them, you have to look after them, make sure that they are treated okay.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that other one. I feed them bones of chicken or meat of puliki and some sort of fish.
We took one at the dump.
Sick one, Indy?
The master didn't want it because it had a lot of sores and it's sick and, you know, they didn't want him lying on the bed. So the owner said, oh, we just want to put this dog down. And we took it down to the dump. I didn't want to watch it, you know. So the dog was put down because it had a lot of sores, you know, a lot of kids getting sores, you know.
I come from Western Australia. I decided to come this way to have look around, you know, tour around. Found a job in Helicrom. Run into a program called AMRIC, which is more important when I found out about dogs because, which is more important for people in communities and helping dogs. Just like to work with dogs in here and be looking after them. There's no other way to protect them. Only for people like us who are really interested in working with and handling dogs.
Well, in most families, dogs are important, you know, because they're family friends. You know, dogs are alive. And we need to look after our dogs, and the dogs will look after us too.
We all love our dogs and we want to look after them. Some of the things that you can do to be a good dog owner are you can give him good tucker and feed him every day. You can make sure he has fresh water where he can drink. And if we're going away, we make sure that someone looks after the dogs if you have to go into town. If you have an animal management worker that works in your community, you can ask them about medicine for worming and to treat the fleas and ticks. If you have a vet that comes to your community, you can ask your vet about desexing. Now this is fixing the dogs up so that they don't have any more puppies. For the boy dogs, it stops them fighting so much and they still stay at home and protect the family. Sometimes it can make them easier to train as well. For the girl dogs, it stops them having too many puppies because Girl dogs that have puppies all the time, they can get sick and the puppies can get sick. So it's a really good thing for the dogs.
We hope that this advice can help everyone live and work safely in remote communities.